last time we spoke, or I spoke, I sent you showed you a variety of ways to make cats, to tell our stories. This is Marilyn Price. And the theme was better than casts. Well, we've moved beyond that, as you can see. And I found the story. I think you'll like it a lot. And I'm going to use a different kind of puppet today. Something I may have shown you how to make before, but always a great reminder. My grandma and I used to do these when I was a little kid, and I would walk down the street to meet her. Well, actually, I walked down the street to her apartment. She was already there, so I guess we met, but I knew that part. So, what I thought we would do would be first I would show you how to make a cast of characters, and then we'd use them in this story called Big Cat, Little Cat by ELISHA Cooper. Oh, such a beautiful story. I am delighted to tell it to you. Not a long story, but very, very, very important in that it teaches us something that we don't often talk about. hmm So, what are we going to do? First, we're going to create our cast, and we're going to do them with stick puppets. That's just exactly what they are. It's a puppet on a stick. And I will introduce you to the cast of characters. So, they are very much reminiscent of the characters in Alicia Cooper's lovely book. Here is the big cat, and here is the little cat, his friend. But I've jumped ahead in the story. So why are they called stick puppets? They're in sticks. Can you make a stick puppet? Oh, yeah. All you need is a stick, and maybe you'd even have a popsicle before that when it gets warm out, or maybe you like them when it's cold out. I don't know. And those are two characters, and you will see they move. They can get bigger, and then they can get smaller. And then, of course, with a little bit of hand movement, they can leave the stage. And because they're puppets, they can pop in and out. So I want you to remember those two. You can make a puppet of yourself. Have a picture of you, cut it out with permission, and then you have a story to tell. About who? About you. All right. But I made a little bit more scenery, although it hardly comes into this story. I made this family. It's about a family too, although you hardly meet them. And they live in a house. I was just in a city that has a lot of these side by side houses. So I decided, and why did I make it that way? Well, truth told, because then if I wanted to, it could stand. Hi, I'm back here. Hello. It could stand up by itself, and the story can move in and out, almost as if it were a dollhouse. And how did I do that? Folded a piece of paper in half, took a scissors, and just cut. I didn't even draw it out first. I just cut. But I knew that because I didn't cut on the fold, I would have a side-by-side townhouse. See, with this in place, if I put it in front of my screen like that, it becomes almost big enough for me to fit inside. That is part of the tricks we're going to use today. Puppets are a lot about tricks. So I'm going to put our house over here because we don't need it right now, and introduce you to the family. But I'd like you to think about making a family of your own. The story that Alicia Cooper tells you is pretty much all in black and white. Matter of fact, it is all in black and white. So I've added a little color here for us. Because nothing, as you will learn, is all black and white. So what did I do? I folded the paper in half like a book. And then I folded it again. Now, if you're feeling that you need to draw it out because you want it to come out just perfect, then I will draw it out for you. But I'm going to not try to draw backwards. I am going to draw it out here. We're going to make a family of 4. And the cool part about this family of 4 is they're all the same size. And we could have lots of reasons for that, but mostly because that's what works best on our paper. So I'm going to draw just stick characters, and then the rule, I was going to say the trick, but it isn't really a trick, is to make sure that the edges of our drawing, can you see that? Always touch the sides of art paper. Construction paper works best. And why? Because you can stand it up when you're done, because it's a little bit sturdier than your other paper. Then you take a pretty good scissors. A scissor set will let you cut with some ease. I may dress this up a little bit. Or I may just cut it out exactly the way it is. And making sure that I do not cut the edges. So our friends, I just made them our friends. See that? I'm going to go back again so they fit on the paper on the screen. Are actually all together. Then I'm going to cut out its head. You can get way fancy, but I would rather tell you this story than get too fancy. But think, let's just say you wanted your character to have ponytails. Could it? Sure. Can have ears. Beautifully delicate things. And then you can even do this. Well, after you've cut them out and opened them up, I'll show you that in a sec, you can change them. Which means if you want maybe one to have a little bit more definition, then you cut that one. Or you can, of course, my personal favorite, you can draw it. Because I think that always makes it very personal and very much yours. Okay. All right, here we go. Remember that stick kind of figure I made? And here I have one. But, as I said before, this is a family of 4. Ta-da! Now, you look at them and you say, whoa, they're never going to fit in that house. But they will. Why? Because when I pull them away from the screen, bring them close to me, they get smaller. And if I took the house, put it in front of them, even though they appear to be sticking out, when I push it closer to the screen, it gets bigger. Such is the magic of a camera. And you're the real magic in this. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this story. And then I'm not going to tell you what I think it's about. So I want you to talk about it. It is easy to find, to have on your own. And look at it. ELISHA Cooper also wrote some other wonderful stories, illustrated by himself and told. He's won prizes. And here's my other family that stands up nice and straight. We're going to actually start our story with a family so that we can see them. Okay. Oh, look it. 3 of them have already left the house. Maybe one went off to work. If you decide you only want 2 in your family, you can do that too. Maybe the kids went off to school. And of course, you can separate them using that wonderful thing called the scissors. So I want you to imagine that this is a family of, how many? 4. But we don't meet them right away. Who do you suppose we meet? So I want to thank you for listening already. And I also want to thank the Mentor Project, even before I start this, and all the people that support these wonderful stories that come to you every week, we hope. Okay? Here's how it goes. There was a cat who lived alone until the day the new cat came. The cat showed the new cat what to do, when to eat, when to drink, where to go. How to be and when to rest. Days went by, and months too, and the little cat grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. Big cat, bigger cat. The cats lived in the city, and every day there was work. Cooking, cleaning, climbing, hunting, exploring, making plans. For 5 minutes each day, they went wild. Afterwards, they dreamed. Their days were full. Years went by, and more years too, and every day the cats were together. Until the day the older cat got older, and one day he had to go, and he didn't come back. That was hard for everyone. Until one day, a new cat came. The cat showed the new cat what to do, when to eat, when to drink, where to go, how to be. Big cat, little cat. Thank you. How does life move on? Our author, ELISHA Cooper, gave this story in honor of, I would imagine, and you listen to these names and you tell me who he was telling the story about. For Moppet, Harry, Keeper, Miss Muffler, Daisy, McGillivray, Stubbs, Brutus, Ferdinand, Fiasco, Acorn, Ovid, Ivy, Dido, Ennis, Garfield, Skunky, Hickory, Homer, Emma, Nika, Badger, Gaddis, Sophie, Henry, Caleb, Hannah, Turtle, Bear, and Mouse. I would imagine that those are cats that meant something to him, his readers, his family, and his friends. Big cat, little cat. Great story, just like you. Again, we thank the Mentor Project, and I thank you for tuning in to this lovely story. Make yourself some cutouts. Cut the edges. Tell a story. Have a great day. It's my plan as well. Bye for now.